There are two voices in the night. One is the echo of the world, of city noises, wind chimes, dogs barking. But the other voice is yours. Your body is tired. Your eyes burn. Yet your mind refuses to rest. It replays old mistakes. It rehearses tomorrow's conversations. It spins endlessly as if silence itself is unbearable. And so you stare at the ceiling. Hours pass. Morning creeps closer, and a quiet fear settles in. What's wrong with me? Why can't I just sleep like everyone else? Here's the truth. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not cursed with bad luck. The reason you can't sleep is not simply because of stress, or screens, or caffeine. It goes deeper, much deeper. Nietzsche once wrote, "When we are tired, we are attacked by ideas we conquered long ago." Jung would add, sleepless nights are often the shadow S voice, the parts of you you've ignored, finally demanding to be heard. So the question isn't, why can't I sleep? The real question is, what in me refuses to stay silent? You've been told the usual reasons: too much coffee, too much phone time, not enough routine. And while these matter, they're only the surface. The deeper reason is this: at night there is no escape. During the day, distraction keeps you safe. You scroll, you work, you laugh on cue, you keep moving. The noise of the world drowns out the noise within. But when night falls, the masks slip. The world goes quiet. And in that silence, something happens. Your own mind becomes unbearable company. This is why so many lie awake. Not because they're simply restless, but because the things they've been avoiding, the resentment, the regret, the fear, the longing, finally step out of the shadows. And so you fight sleep, not because you don't want it, but because closing your eyes means facing yourself. Here lies the danger. If you keep avoiding the truth, your nights will never rest. The body may collapse, but the mind will remain on fire. So the stakes are high. Will you keep treating sleeplessness as a nuisance, or will you recognize it as a message? Look at the patterns of your sleepless nights. They are not random. Notice how your mind always finds something to obsess over: a conversation from last week, a task you left undone, an imagined failure in the future. The details change, but the pattern stays the same. Endless loops with no resolution. This is not intelligence at work. This is survival. Your mind is trying to protect you by keeping you alert. It senses unfinished business, unspoken truths, unresolved emotions. And until you face them, it keeps the alarm ringing. Nietzsche once said, "What does not kill me makes me stronger." But he could have added, "What you do not face in daylight will haunt you at night." Think of it this way: every time you avoid saying what you feel, every time you betray yourself with a false smile, every time you choose comfort over honesty, you store tension in your body. And when the world quiets down, that tension surfaces. The jaw clenches. The chest tightens. The thoughts circle endlessly. It's not just insomnia. It's a message, a mirror. The external pattern is clear. The more falsehoods you carry in the day, the more restless you become in the night. So the first truth is this: sleeplessness is not just a disorder. It's feedback, a sign that your inner life is demanding change. But why do you avoid change? Why do you let the mask stay on all day, only to be tortured by it at night? Because deep down you're afraid of rejection, afraid of failure, afraid that if you speak your truth, you'll lose people. So you keep performing. You say yes when you mean no. You pretend to be fine when you're breaking inside. You keep the peace by sacrificing your own. Jung would call this the shadow's rebellion, the denied self. The one who wants to scream, to rest, to live honestly, fights back when you're too weak to silence it. That's why it happens at night. But the cost is brutal. The more you avoid your truth, the heavier your nights become. The more you suppress in daylight, the louder the whisper at 2 a.m. The longer you hide, the more your body pays the price. Sleeplessness drains your energy, clouds your mind, and fills you with guilt. You wake up tired, ashamed, telling yourself, "What's wrong with me?" But here's the cruel paradox: nothing is wrong with you. The insomnia itself is proof that something in you is alive, refusing to be buried. So the cost is not just exhaustion. The real cost is living each day further away from yourself. So how do you reclaim your nights? How do you turn insomnia from torment into teacher? First, listen. Instead of fighting your thoughts, ask, what are they trying to tell me? What fear, what regret, what longing have I buried so deeply it only surfaces in the dark? Second, write. Keep a journal by your bed. Pour the noise onto paper, name it, own it, because what's written no longer needs to haunt. Third, practice honesty in the day. Say no when you mean no. Admit when you're tired. Refuse to carry the weight of false appearances. Every moment of truth in the daylight lightens the burden of the night. Nietzsche said, "Become who you are." Jung would add, "Individuation is the art of becoming whole, even if it hurts." The real cure for sleeplessness isn't melatonin or endless routines. It's alignment. When your outer life matches your inner truth, rest comes naturally. Because when the mask falls, the body finally exhales. So the next time you lie awake at night, don't just curse the ceiling. Don't just beg for unconsciousness. Ask yourself, what truth am I avoiding? What part of me is tired of being silenced? Because sleeplessness is not your enemy. It's your shadow knocking at the door. It's your soul whispering that something needs to change. Respect that voice. Honor it. Answer it. Because when you do, your nights transform. The silence becomes sanctuary. The darkness becomes peace. And sleep, real healing sleep, finally returns.